Well, hello, Taurus. Welcome. Hope you're great. So, as always, we're going to get into the oracle cards and then the tarot. Okay? So, we're going to go over each one and then I'm going to tell you what this energy is bringing for me to you for August. So, we have Lover in reverse, obsessive passion that harms others, self destructive devotion. We'll get into that. Marine life and oceans, caring connections, tribal spirit dancer, happy success, flowing river, and then cornucopia, forest breath. Okay. So, we're going to start with lover in reverse. Now, Taurus, you have a habit of trying to control a situation or quote unquote guide other people to help them reach their full potential in any situation. That's just how you are. I feel like that's how you show love. If you didn't care, you wouldn't even tell them, you know? That's your viewpoint. But I feel like you're understanding in August, and not just August, it's like over time, you're starting to understand the vastness of emotions, connection with others, listening, compassion, I think that's what I'm feeling. Compassion, emotional connection, support, listening, yeah, things like that with other people and how it all connects. But there's not just being in control. There's not just one way of doing things. The emotional parts of life are also as important. The compassion is also as important. And when you allow emotion to flow within your actions, within your connections, within what it is that you do, it uplifts the situation. Makes it easier, makes it healthier, makes it better. Okay? So you have a really good relationship with people, or understanding relationship with people in August. Okay? And you're learning, I say this is an active learning process of how to sort of flow with other people, with what they're going through, with emotions. You're more easily dealing with emotions and feelings than you have been before. But I feel like you understand, and I feel like this is the only way that you can interpret it, is it's like a well-crafted dance. Okay? And things are working really well for you. This understanding is working very well for you. And I feel like you're seeing all the good that comes out of it. It's very positive, Taurus. You're seeing all the good, the positive, the uplifting energy that comes from it. So that's what makes you want to continue doing it. I do feel like you may fall back a couple of times into old habits, but it's like I see better results the new way. Yeah, because you're seeing that when you get like that, you just take a moment to maybe step back or do some breathing exercises, to like get through the thick brush of it all, and then you get back on track. Okay, let's get into your cards. Okay, Four of Swords, the Hierophant, the High Priestess, Judgment, Page of Swords, Queen of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Ace of Swords. Wow, and the Two of Swords. Yeah, you're definitely seeing the benefits of nurturing, the benefits of creation, being positive, fertilizing is what I see, right? Like, being supportive. You're seeing the benefits, and logically, because that's how your mind works, you're like, I need to keep doing that because it's working. And there's so many benefits that you're gaining from doing it. So why would you stop? You know? Yeah, the Page of Swords, it feels to me like all of this is clicking in a good way. So at first it might have felt like to you, Taurus, that you were just doing it sort of out of routine. Like, okay, I do this and this and then this, right? But now it just feels like it clicks. You get the flow. So it's not what's on paper or in a book. You're like, I feel that at this moment when this happens that I do this, you know? So you're starting to understand that it's about the flow and the feeling and being connected with the emotional parts of things and the feelings part. And I feel like you still have a lot to learn, and you know that. You know, you're not a guru by any means, but you're getting the flow. It's clicking. Yeah, in August, you're putting a lot of rest on your routines. You're allowing life to happen. You're allowing situations just come and go if that's what needs to happen. You're allowing that to happen. It's like, I know I don't know anything. And also I'm not going to impulsively make a decision without all of the information either. I'm not going to do that either. This is what you have learned, and you're utilizing that in August. You know the importance of intuition, like I said earlier, listening to the energy in the space in the room between you and the person, and especially with people that are in your life as fixtures, right? Partners, family members, friends, co-workers, people that are fixtures in your life. You're learning how to listen to them, their energy, their vibe, how to like work with them and not push them to be a certain way or to fit your, category of how they should be. You're like, this is this person's personality. This is how they react to things. And I know this and I know what to do next. You're listening. You've definitely learned how to listen. And I feel like this is because it keeps the peace. It keeps things moving smoothly, and that's what you like, right? Um, there's kind of no rules in personalities and in love and in emotions. There's a little bit of like a guideline, but but there's like no rules as much as strict as you want it to be. So also I see a work thing or some kind of project that you're working on. You're super excited about it. Um, mm, so in August, I feel like you have a tendency to overwork yourself, or you have a tendency to focus on something that maybe can make you money or is money involved. And you are noticing when you need to take breaks from that now when you didn't before. So that's another positive. This is something I feel like some of you might not want to hear. You had a problem in the past with ego. Okay. Um, but good news, Taurus. Good news, guys. That's changing in August. You're noticing now how you are able to like pay attention to things and able to go with the flow more, because it was almost like I didn't feel good or I wasn't in a good spot if it wasn't going like how I planned it. And because of that, I didn't allow any new information to get in. I didn't allow anything to change because I was trying to keep everything so structured from what I currently know. But again, there's a lot of things that you don't know. There's a lot of things that we don't know. There's a lot you don't know what's going to happen 2 years from now, right? So you're seeing the importance of going with the flow, allowing the energy to flow and flowing with it. Okay. Yeah. There's this sort of like this sense of being in control or being on top or having the final word feels good at the moment. Okay. And you're understanding now that you have to put a rest to that because it doesn't change anything. It's like, yeah, you can be right, but what does that mean in the end? Nothing. That you were right. That's it. you know? Um, it doesn't allow you to understand anyone more. It doesn't allow you to make more money. It doesn't allow you to benefit from it in any way. It's just ego driven. Okay. And I feel like you understand that fully by the time you enter August. And you're clear that you want things that are long lasting and things that mean something. Relationships, jobs, opportunities that mean something. So that means that you'll have to look at things from a different perspective. Know that there's gray area as well as black and white. So you're fully understanding that. You have that concept in August. So you're seeing also that nothing is certain. Nothing is certain, and that's why it's so important to go with the flow. It actually makes you more in control of things or more stable when you know how to move in and out of quote unquote bad or unfortunate situations as well as ones that are quote unquote good, right? So there's a benefit in being able to do it in both ways. So everything doesn't have to be perfect. People don't have to be perfect. You're understanding that. And that's really changing you. It's changing everything. It's changing how the quality of life for you is. And there were problems with I feel like people feeling like you didn't hear them or you weren't listening to them. You just wanted things your way, or um, there was issues with connectivity with like romantic relationships or like really close, maybe family relationships. But I feel like that's changing because you're understanding that fact, that there is gray sometimes, and the importance of going with the flow. Yeah, that's bringing a lot of beauty into your life. Oh, I almost wanted to speak in tongues. That just felt so good. Um, okay. So, again, keep in mind that feelings and intuition play a big part. Um, Stay in the flow. This will also take down on some arguments and adversity, being angry as well. Um, you're still confident that you know how to navigate. That's it. Navigate a situation, even if it's not going how you planned, or you being fully like in control, like ABCD. Okay. Um, so there's strength to be had in that, and yeah, and also when you don't know what to say or you don't know what to do, to pause, to listen, to weigh both sides, um, to not make any assumptions until it's time, because the situation might not have been fully planned out. You might not have all the information, and it may not just be time. And you're understanding that. How beautiful. Ooh. Okay. All right, Taurus. Yeah, I see a lot of you being comfortable with being uncomfortable sometimes, and that is so important. It's a big deal. Okay. Um, it's like you're more connected with the universe, um, with spirituality, with understanding individuals, with the collective. Um, and now I feel like when you were scared to do things, not scared to do things, but it feels like every decision that you make, every choice from here on out, um, is blessed. You know, it's like it has a spiritual touch on it. It's more clean. It's not due to ego or due to how other people will view it, or is it going to make me a whole bunch of money. It's more grounded. Okay. Again, ego played a part in how you communicated in the past. And I see that all that is changing. It's like you're taking a new route that's full of love and compassion and happiness, and you're getting all of that in return. A lot of this is a good time also to be able to rebuild relationships that may have failed or that were close to you, because of misunderstandings in the past, because you're different and you can communicate and listen differently. Um, I want to talk about work first and money. So, this is interesting. We're going to go on a journey because I feel like you need structure in some area in your life. It's just how you are. And it has to be work or finances. Okay. I feel like that's because the energy doesn't disappear, as we know, it just moves somewhere else. And for you, it's moving into your money and the career sector. Um, but you have to learn how to keep balance. And I feel like, like, am I overworking? Am I over budgeting? Am I doing too much in that area? Let me take a step back or take a break. I feel like you're understanding that because it's important to keep the balance because you don't want to interrupt the homeostasis of sort of like this balance with your home life and your social life that you have. So you got to kind of, keep it flexible. Um it's weird because you're like, if I don't put all my energy into it, then I'm going to miss out or I'm going to miss something, but you're not. You're not. Again, you can handle anything. Roll with the punches, go with the flow. Relationships, emotions. You used to be quick to make judgments on emotions or feelings or think they were crazy. Like, it's like, be logical, you might say to people. But I feel like that was sort of, it's a way of also being in control. And it makes people feel demeaned. It's demeaning to people in a certain way. I feel like you understand that and you're trying to change that by trying to understand emotion, not as deeply. You understand that you don't have to feel what somebody's feeling as deeply. You're not there, right? But you can be empathetic to how people are feeling. And I feel like that changes your relationships for the positive with anyone in your life. Okay? Okay. Destiny. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, Taurus, okay? If you've been listening to my readings for a while, this has been leading you here. I feel like we finally made it. I think that's why I felt that, like, lifting, like, spirit coming through my mouth. Is because we're finally here. We finally made it. This is a lesson. You're connected. You're inspired. This is a block, a brick in the foundations. It's a good place to be. Forgiveness. We all make mistakes. We all do things wrong from time to time because we're growing and we're learning. This whole process of life, that's what it is, okay? But you've gained a piece of wisdom and you can move on, okay? It's like, be vulnerable and say, I know, let's start over. Don't just push it under the rug. Don't just, act like it wasn't a big deal. Hear people out, whatever it is. But from this point, it's about moving on and doing better. Okay? Guilt. Same thing. Moving on, doing better. Now, this is the thing. Because there's this opening of emotion, some of you may fall into this space where you're like, I have to make it up to this person. And I have to, I don't know, run my wife's bath water every day. I have to cook these eloquent meals for my husband because he was upset with me. I have to loan my coworker money because I was so mean to them for years, right? No. I'm going to tell you why. This keeps you in a guilt cycle. Because when they go, well, you were doing this, how come you're not doing it anymore? Because you found your space of boundaries, you know? Then you're going to have another lesson to learn. So it's like, forgive yourself, okay, from the past, and then move forward. Tell them I'm sorry, but we're going to do things differently moving forward. All right? But don't fall into a guilt trap as well. Okay? That was an important one. So I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.